Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. If this is your first time seeing one of my videos, I am Maddire memory maker. I am a full-time artist and a small business owner. Today we are going to be making a new journal. I am so excited to make this one because it is going to be themed after the Bridgerton series. If you guys are a Bridgerton fan, you've seen the TV series, you will know that season 3 is finally being completed and released on Thursday of this week. So that means we have to be super duper quick at making this journal so I can get this video out to you guys the day after the release. I cannot wait to watch the last remaining episodes and find out what happens between Penelope and Colin. I'm so curious to know if they're actually going to be a thing. It's getting very spicy. I'm so excited for that. So let's jump straight into this journal and see what I had in mind. Now, this is not going to be a fan journal. As you guys might not know, I do a variety of different junk journals. I make fan journals for TV shows. I do art journals where I feature my own oil paintings on the covers. I also do blank grimoires and writing journals and things like that, as well as lap journals that literally unfold across your lap. They're huge. So I need to think about what type of journal I'm going to be doing for this one. It is going to be a Bridgerton themed journal. I'm thinking of making Lady Whistledown's diary. So whoever purchases this journal will get to be Lady Whistledown. And that's going to be really, really cool. Let's go see what I have got planned and some of the supplies that I have to play with today. Okay everybody, so we are now at our workstation. I am going to be making, like I said, a Bridgerton themed junk journal. As we know, Bridgerton season 3 has just been released. The final part of the season is now out to the public. So in tribute to that, I suppose you could say, I want to create Lady Whistledown's journal or diary or whatever the hell. And I'm thinking, because she obviously is an author and she writes letters and things like that and articles for the Ton and blah blah blah, I'm going to make her into a lap journal. So this is going to be Lady Whistledown's journal. I'm so excited, and I'll show you exactly what it's going to basically look like, because I have another journal right here. This is what I named Lottie. She's so pretty. She is a lap journal, and that is what we are going to be making today as well. So she's got a really, really big spine on the back, and she's got heaps and heaps and heaps of writing space. The way a lap journal works is it opens out and has your normal signatures, just like a normal journal, but it extends, my friends, and you can add a lot more extra stuff. This one is very heavily for a heavy writer, so it's got a lot of decorated pages and things like that, but it also has a lot of blank writing space inside as well. So I wanted to keep it relatively blank, just so somebody else can add their own touches, but there is heaps of journaling cards and different pieces in here as well. As you can see, these are some of the journaling cards I made. Very pretty. It also opens up on the other side, and it has a tearaway notepad. So you write on it just like your shopping list or whatever, and you can tear it away. There's also a pocket there as well. And like I said, it opens up like this. So there is so much writing space and room for more things to go inside. I love lap journals. I think they are so fun to make. You can decorate multiple spines, so that's always exciting. You get 3 spines in total. And one hell of a bloody book, I tell you that. But yes, this is Lottie, and she is available for purchase on my Etsy store. If you love her and you want to claim her for yourself, please go check out my Etsy store for that. So this is our, I guess, inspiration. There's her name, Lottie. Thought it's so beautiful. This is our inspiration for this lap journal that we're going to be making for Lady Whistledown. So we have to construct our spine. And I am so upset because I do not have my trusty cutter thingy, my bobby. I have this like ruler type thing you would have seen in one of my previous videos. Actually, no, you haven't. You haven't seen that video yet. That's to be released in a few weeks time, actually. This is going to be my first junk journal, lap journal, whatever you want to call it, video on my channel, properly showing you guys how I make my journals. So this is really exciting. I got such bad indigestion right now. So this here is what I call my skeleton, because it is basically just the very bare bones of your journal. So we've got our ruler now, and I'm going to just figure out where the line needs to go. I'm so upset that I do not have my trusty... Oh, what the hell? I want a refund. What type of pen is this? Okay. Take two. Oh, you joking me, mate? Are you cereal? What the hell? You're full of ink. What is going on? You can't quit your job. You have one job. Oh my god. Frick. And we have to hand cut it out because we don't have our trusty tool, which I don't know the name of. I'm so upset right now. It's literally so long and huge, and they're really cheap from Kmart. They're just like this little sliding razor blade, and it cuts through your damn paper. And it's the best tool ever. I use it for frickin' everything, and I've lost it. I don't know how someone loses that, but it is what it is, I guess. Okay, so I'm gonna cut these and I'll be right back. Okay, so I have now constructed my skeleton for this lap journal. I use masking tape as my preferred, I guess, adhesive of choice, or conjoiner of choice, because of the fact that masking tape is really thin. So when you stick like a thin fabric or a thin paper, there's no harsh transition from the tape to the box board that is your base of your skeleton. So that is why I prefer to use masking tape, in case anybody was wondering. Some other tapes like duct tape and whatnot, they can be quite thick, so you get like a bit of a ledge, and I don't particularly like that, although it really doesn't matter because these are junk journals at the end of the day and they're not meant to be perfect. Okay, so we now have our skeleton. Oh my gosh, you guys. Very cool. So as you can see, there's going to be some signatures in here. Now signatures are bundles of paper basically tucked inside one another, making a collection or a signature of paper that you can sew into our spines. So I have chosen a variety of images and papers that I have to go through. Now this is the beautiful paper that I want as the interior of this lap journal. So I'm going to stick that aside. We're going to be gluing that down. But I have all of these pictures. Some of these I'm definitely not going to use in the journal, but there's some really gorgeous decoupage themed. Like, look at these. Oh my gosh. Really, really beautiful, that we're going to turn into journaling cards and stick throughout. Like, I've got so much to make. This is just a vintage themed gift wrap paper, so it's super duper thin, and I usually don't like using stuff this thin in my journals because I like them to have a bit of integrity and feel a bit heavy and thick. But I'm going to also be an overlapping fabric on the outside, so that will give this journal its stability. This is purely just going to be for how beautiful it looks on the inside. I'm going to do this as a panel at a time, so I'm going to get my little trusty glue out, my fabric glue. I prefer fabric glue because it is really nice and strong. And not only that, this is a really, really good fabric glue. It's just the one from Kmart, but honestly, it's just really good. And I am very generous with it as well because I want my journals to last a long time. I don't want them falling apart or anything like that. So I do give a lot of glue to each of the stuff that I stick into my journals. Make sure it's nice and thin and smooth. I don't want any ripples or any stuff like that in it. This is giving Bridgerton. This is giving Lady Whistledown for sure. So I am happy with that. I am so happy that there's another season of Bridgerton, and I'm really happy that Penelope actually has a love interest this time. I'm definitely shipping her and Colin, but I haven't finished watching the series yet, so this video is going to come out the day after it airs. And obviously, your girl's going to be watching it, but I haven't seen it yet at the time of making this video, so I'm so excited. Let me know what you guys think. I really hope that Colin forgives her for being Lady Whistledown. But she has talked a lot of shit, and, well, I don't know. Is it something that you could forgive? I'm not really sure. I mean, to be fair, he hasn't really copped much slack himself, but he's very prideful with his family, so maybe he will be upset. Obviously, he's going to be upset, but we shall find out. I hope they get married. I hope it's a happy ending for her, because she does deserve it. Like, I feel terrible for her, to be honest. And I'm so glad she didn't end up with that, like, wilderness guy. He was not a vibe. No. Since Bridgerton was only released in a 2-part series and I got to watch the first part, I was like itching to watch more Bridgerton, so I started watching Queen Charlotte, and I must say, please go watch that if you haven't already. It is so good, and it's so sad too. Like, the love that they have is so beautiful, and just to, like, it makes me emotional. Like, I cried. The last episode, I was like bawling my eyes out because the king is obviously really struggling with, like, mental illness and mental health issues. And the fact that she stays with him and, you know, just is his queen, and as long as he loves her, that's all that she needs. And she's happy to just deal with all of his outbursts and all of that crap. It's just so lovely that their love is so rare and beautiful. It's just so sweet, you know, like, that's what you'd want your partner to be like. You'd want them to stick with you even if you're cuckoo for Cocoa Pops. But then again, it would be really hard, I think, to live a life where your partner doesn't really know who you are at times. And, you know, it's like, I guess, the idea of, like, dementia patients and stuff like that is really hard on the one who remembers, you know, especially because their partner isn't really their partner anymore when things like that happen. So it's really sad. It just makes me want to cry. But it was such a beautiful story, and I just cried. I'm also very pregnant, so, you know, but in saying that, it's not just the pregnancy hormones that made me bawl my eyes out. It's also the fact that it's just something that really hits hard for me. I'm just a sook when it comes to romance. It's like The Notebook. I cried. Every romance movie I cry. Like, it was like The Notebook level of, like, sadness. And just beautiful. Just beautiful, you know? Okay, we now have our interior design done. Dun, 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 dun. I love it. It's going to be so beautiful. I need to go through some of my boxes here with all of my paper and figure out which pages I'm going to be using for my signatures. Now, a signature is a collection of paper, so I need to have about 20 pages per signature. And because this journal is a lap journal, it's going to require a lot more paper because it's going to be huge. So I'm thinking this journal is going to be a 7 signature journal. Whew, that's going to be a lot of paper. It's literally going to have hundreds of pages for writing. So it's going to be the perfect long-term diary for a true fan. So we also need to choose our fabric cover as well while we're here before we make too many color decisions in terms of our paper. I want this journal to be really frilly. I want it to be really vintage and like luxurious at the same time. I feel like Lady Whistledown is a very proper character. You may or may not know this, depending on whether or not you followed me for a little while or not, but I have so much fabric, like so much, boxes upon boxes of fabric. I think I did a video not too long ago of me cleaning out my my boxes and just organizing things. Okay, I have 2 big boxes out here as well. So you guys will be able to expect 2 different types of content from me. I will either be making a journal or I'll be doing an oil painting. So that is something for you guys to keep an eye out for, especially if you enjoy seeing a bit of both of what I do. Now look at this. That is like so beautiful. That would go. So let's just throw that into a pile of maybes. Now this also, Lady Whistledown. This is actually like super Penelope, I reckon. This is like season 1 Penelope Featherington, for sure. But I don't think this is the Whistledown vibe, you know what I mean? She's a mature version. She's older. She's wise beyond her years, you know. Do you reckon a brown? This is a really beautiful, like, velvety brown. Now, the fabric that I wanted to use, apparently it's like one of my favorites. So this is all I've got left. It's just scraps and it's not enough to cover this journal. I'm so bummed out because it actually would have been a great just like layer of, yeah. Anyway, look, we can't cry over spilled milk, but I could use it somewhere else in the journal. So that's obviously not going to work out for us. Now, I've got to think vibe. I've got to think, you know, what type of person is Lady Whistledown, and I want something that's like mature. So I was thinking this brown, this beautiful, like, oh, it's like velvet, so nice. I could stick this down as the base layer, and then I could come along and throw in this beautiful over the top. So we'll have a really nice thick journal cover. Because I feel like this color is like quite mature and it does like kind of go with this. I know you're probably thinking, no it doesn't. But you got to also keep in mind we're going to be adding just like other frills and bits and bobs, and when that does happen, it's going to tie in actually quite nicely. So I'm thinking this is the most likely combination. Okay, so look at my fat ass eating cake. This is red velvet. I had my gender reveal the other day. We're having a girl, so I just wanted to, I'm gonna devour that piece of cake. But anyway, it's the last one, okay? I'm allowed to be naughty sometimes. Okay, this is how we're going. I've stitched this on and glued it on as well. I'm gonna do my next layer and I'll be right back. Okay, so this is what I have come up with in terms of my design for Lady Whistledown. Now, I've got some of this beautiful like pink tulle kind of lace from a dress, which I think looks really nice, and it mutes down this really, really vibrant red, which I think still looks beautiful. Don't get me wrong, it still looks really nice, but I'm going to come back in with like a bottom bit of trim to bring back that color. And then I also have this here, which is going to be my closure. So the only thing that I don't like so far is that these green bits and bobs. They're like a minty color. I don't like that. It's not the vibe. So I'm going to try and color these leaves in to match this beautiful olive. And that is like going to be so nice. And then these pink bits too, I'm going to make a bit more of a magenta. So I am going to switch to a time lapse now of me trying to figure out how to actually glue each of these layers down, making sure that I do it correctly because it has to actually work once it's all folded up. So I'm going to do a time lapse because this is probably going to take me quite some time. Let's get to that and see how we go. So basically I started off laying out my fabrics and then I needed to start pinning them in place and adding in some extra laces that I wanted to use. This was very, very time consuming, and then I realized I'd actually made my fabrics way too long. I only needed to cover 2 panels plus the spine, not the entire journal, so that was good. I used less fabric. Here I am pinning, which definitely is my least favorite part because of the fact that it just never works out for me. Even when I do pin stuff, I feel like it doesn't stay together or work out well in the machine, but I'm just, I guess, like an amateur sewer. What the hell would I know? Now I am at my sewing machine and having to go slow and make sure that it didn't bunch up because these are really thin meshes. It was really freaking hard, if I'm gonna be frank, to actually get everything to stay where it was supposed to be. It kept bunching up in spots, even with the pins in place. It was driving me insane, but hey, I think it's gonna be totally worth it. I cannot wait to be able to glue this onto the cover so we can see what we're really working with. I am very, very pleased with my efforts, to say the least. Hopefully you guys are going to like this video. It is a long one, but you get to see pretty much my entire creation process, so hopefully you can appreciate that as well. Oh my goodness, I feel like that literally took me forever to sew all of this. It's not perfect, but it's a junk journal. It doesn't have to be. Okay, so now that I've got this, let's not look at my stitches. Look, my tension is not right on my machine. I know that. I just don't care. It's really not going to do any harm to my project. It's very strong, very, all good. No worries. Okay, everyone can relax. I do need to glue this on now and see if it works. Now, this is going to be a huge pocket, and then there's another one. So there's like secret hidden departments in this journal. So I'm really, really happy with that. Okay, so I have successfully stuck it down. However, I'm going to let it stay like this with something heavy over the top overnight and come back tomorrow, and fingers crossed it is nice and secure. Okay, so it is now the next day. Our cover is officially glued on and it is quite nice. Okay, so I'm happy with that now. I think the color matches so much better, so it won't look so jarring on it. We can add this last anyway because I'm going to be stitching in the signatures. So even if this doesn't actually look good at the very end, it doesn't matter because it will be literally the last thing that we stick on our journal. We have time to and ah about it, but let's put that aside now and get on to something else. I need to figure out how I'm going to decorate the insides of this journal. I have another lap journal that I made. This is Mary Ann, and she is also a lap journal as well, but a little bit different. She's only got signatures in the middle of her spine. She does not have signatures in the other folds. I'll show you guys what she looks like on the inside. She's absolutely stunning, I must say. So underneath this, it's a bit of like a secret little tearaway notepad, and that actually flips up, and she's got this beautiful cat that flips down. More storage that way, more storage underneath this. Beautiful quote, so pretty. Obviously this is what I want to recreate for my Lady Whistledown journal. Now this is a file folder made out of music paper, so you can store extra goodies in here. There is so much space. I've obviously jam-packed this journal with a whole bunch of writing cards, envelopes, and things like that as well, but I want this journal, our new journal, to have as much storage as possible. So I'm going to take inspiration from this lap journal and recreate this file folder right here because it's so cool. I just needed to remember how to actually do it because it was a while ago that I made this, and I'm thinking I can see what I did beforehand. There's literally somebody mowing right now, so that's great, Minty. Anyway, she has individually tied signatures so you can secure other stuff that you might want to stick in them. And there's 5 on this side of her. There is a laminated butterfly that I found, and I just had to, whenever I find a butterfly that's like broken or something, I like to laminate the wings because it's so pretty and it like preserves it. Sounds cruel, but hey, it was dead beforehand, okay? But yeah, it's just a super cool thing that you can treasure. Now, underneath here, there's an envelope that pops up as well. So I'm going to take that off and show you guys. Another journaling cards. This is just like a little tuck spot at the very front. And it opens up and there's so much more really, really cool things to show you guys in here. But we're going to move on because I'm going to make another video showing you guys a complete walkthrough of this journal. I just needed to use that as a bit of a reference because I don't know what I'm going to be able to, if I'm going to be able to make it again. So I've got some old music paper. Now I need to fold them in half. I'm going to take a ruler length off the edge of each of them because the paper is way bigger than our journal. So now that I've done that, it fits really well into this area. I just need to now make the joining parts to make this kind of puff out. So let me think about that one because I don't remember. Okay, so I need to make thin strips now, like this. So we're folding in half now that these are the right size. And then we just want to fold our halves as well. I'm really excited for this. This is going to be such a cool journal when it's all full. And now we have our M's. So now this is the last one. Place it in this spot right here. Now we need to glue the other side. So this is our file folder. All we need to do now is seal the bottom. Dun 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 dun. Now that is now beautiful, sealed, we have it. Check it out, a nice little file folder. Now I did actually make 2 of them because I figured why not? Let's give this journal as much storage as possible. So I made 2. Oh dear. Okay, so now we can set these aside and start figuring out how we're going to set up our panel. Let me show you guys. So these are going to go on the outsides. I'm going to stick this one here. So we're going to have to get an extra bit of paper to wrap around and stick there so we can use it as something that flips up like this. But I also want to be able to close this so nothing falls out of it. I've got this here. I've already marked it where I want it to go. I'm going to just do a few stitches down this line. Stick that down first and then we'll be able to tie this off and whatnot. Okay, welcome back to chaos. I have now figured out what I want to do and how I want to display this. So this is going to have to go down first. It's going to be a nice decorative element around this, and it's also going to allow this page to flip out because this bit's going to be glued down. So that's going to go like that. I've got this beautiful laminated pocket here as well that's going to go in there as well, and then this is going to go over the top of that, so you're going to have a really beautiful tuck space in the back as well. So that's all going to be in that section. Let me put it together so you guys actually know what the hell I'm going on about. I'll be right back. Okay, oh my god, you guys, we did it. So this is a pocket here as well. So you can stick something in here. You've also got your file folder there on this section right here. So this is also a pocket that has been sewn in. I love how just like raw it all looks. I'm really happy with that. But basically you can stuff something. Let's fold this in half so it's a bit easier to stick on in. So yes, you have a little see-through pocket here like this. You can stick stuff and then see what it is that you've got hidden away. So that folds over like this, and we tie this one off to secure everything that we've got inside. That looks beautiful. I am so happy with that. I'm going to do a very similar thing on this panel right here. I've got another little pocket that I want to sew on. It's a little bit smaller than the previous one. That's going to look so beautiful. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and be right back. Okay, so now I have officially finished this side. We have a pocket here, like on the other one. We have our file folder here. We have another pocket along this side as well. There's a nice big pocket for maybe like a photograph or something on this. Then we flip this up and we've got multiple different tuck spots there. Hopefully you guys can see this. There's ones on the side and there's bigger ones at the very top that are a lot deeper. And then you obviously have your big leather pocket as well, where you can store stuff just like the other side. I am in love. I don't know about you guys, but I am really, really happy with how it's turning out so far. Okay, so now we need to do this one. I wanted to do a fabric set of pockets. I have sewn 3 individual pockets out of some fabric, and that is just going to go right in here. So I'm going to glue that in, and Bob's your uncle. Okay, so now this is glued down. I want to cover up this edge a little bit maybe. I can always glue down a little bit of extra lace here, which I think I might do just to make that look a little bit more pretty. So now we do have to wait for him to dry before we can close this book up. Fear not, however, we need to move on anyway. So this is going to be obviously left blank. That's going to have signatures in it there. So that's going to be for sewing. This section here is going to have paper, so that's going to be for sewing. We do have this side here, and then that is literally the inside done. So let me think about what I'm going to do with this panel here. I will be back again. Okay, so this one is going to be relatively simple. So I've made this side pocket with the mesh. It's so beautiful and nice and transparent. So I thought that would be good because it ties in really well with the cover. Remember how we had that beautiful mesh over the brown on the very front. So this kind of just brings the outside on the inside. Now what I want to be able to do is I've got this flap that's going to be able to come down. So I'm going to punch a hole at the very top here. Okay, and then I'm going to use this guy, which I do not know what these are called. So that's good. If you know, let me know in the comments. The name has just completely slipped my mind. So anyway, I'm going to flatten that like this on the back there. So this is going to act as something that we can wrap around a bit of string, and I'm going to tie some string onto this one here. Thanks, sweetie. As well, so we can then do a little loop-de-loop. Let me go find some nice string. So I found this dark blue string, which I think will look super duper pretty. So we are going to loop-de-loop this through the hole that's just naturally in this crocheted flower, like so. Do a little loop. Okay, so now we have that. So this is going to act as something that will keep this shut or lifted up. Like that. Oh my gosh, guys. Okay, I'm going to tie a knot before I cut this because I want these strings to stay together. My daughter's in the studio with me having some fun. Oop, careful, don't hurt yourself now. But we basically now have a closure, so you can stick something else a little bit secretive in this little pocket. So it acts as a double pocket and it's see-through as well. So I'm going to go ahead and then glue this page down so that way it is then one with our journal. Now that is glued in, it just needs some time to dry. That is the interior basically done. We have our file folder and some extra tuck spots. We have some nice fabric tuck spots. We've got some more fabric tuck spots there and another file folder. So the interior is now done. We have to worry about now these sides. Now this one looks ghastly because obviously my sewing machine was having a bad day, but that's not really a problem because I'm probably going to use something that's fabric to go over this anyway, and it's a nice texture. It feels really nice. This one did not have any issues, so we can add some maybe paper, whereas I might do fabric on this one because it would be easier to stick down with that. But I can use some paper on this, so let's do some more thinking, go back to the drawing board, and I will be back with my next idea. Okie dokie. Now, this is what I have decided for the very messy pocket. I want to make just a huge fabric pocket that also has like a flip down little button, whatever you want to call it. Let's see how we go. So it's going to be roughly this size. It's going to have a beautiful button there. You'll be able to unbutton it and then stick this with a whole bunch of stuff inside. I like the sound of that and I think it works out really well. I just want to make sure that I can cover the string we have underneath because it looks a little bit ugly, but that's okay. Nothing's wrong with that. I'm so happy that Penelope Featherington didn't get with that guy that disappears into the wilderness for like 3 years. I can't remember his name, but he was lovely, but I just don't understand. Like, I think it would have been a good match for her because then she wouldn't have to deal with him for like 3 years. Every time he went on his like excursion, he could, you know, just disappear and whatever, and she'd be left alone. However, if you're going away for 3 years, you're going to be seeing somebody. And that's one thing I hate about Bridgerton or even that era is like everyone was sleeping with everybody and it's just so gross. I don't know. It's just so nasty, especially when Colin went and traveled the rest of Europe and all of that stuff and he was just sleeping with a whole bunch of like village whores. I don't know. I just think that's really gross. Like these guys, they go out on these excursions, they sleep around because the men have needs and you know whatnot. Anyway, and then they come back to their uppity wives and I just don't think that's very clean. Like imagine how many diseases would have been spread within the upper class from sleeping with the lower class. And like, I don't know, you know, because the girls had to be virgins, right? Most of them anyway. Yeah, I just think that's disgusting. I'm a bit of a germaphobe if I'm being honest with you, so the idea of sleeping around is just not something that has ever appealed to me. But hey, no judgment there. I think I just think about germs a little bit too much. Anyway, moving on to this. I'm going to see if I can stitch this up and see if it actually works. If not, I may have to rethink my little idea here. Maybe I could cut some of this away. Okay, so this is the beautiful front pocket. It's got a nice button that just pulls up like this, and you've got heaps and heaps of storage in here to stick some nice goodies. And then look at this beautiful embroidered flower. That is so gorgeous. I'm really happy with how this section has now turned out. Oh. Okay, that means there is literally only one more side. So this one. Now, I got this because I think it looks really nice. I've just got to figure out exactly what I'm going to be doing. I think I want to actually show this beautiful pattern. It's so pretty, and it also is really fitting in with the theme because it's pretty much covered up on this pocket and you don't see it anywhere else throughout the journal. So I'm going to keep that like this. But I'm going to make a tearaway notepad on the front here. So Lady Whistledown can write all of her quick little, you know, to-do lists or whatever the hell, and then tear them off and throw them away. And then it'll be left with this here. I need to think of a way, though, that it could possibly be refilled. I want people to be able to refill their notepad, so that way this journal keeps kind of giving and keeps, you know, doing stuff. We'll see. We'll see what I can do. Let me jump away for a second and find some paper. Okay, so I've got this piece of cardstock and I'm going to attempt to make a spine out of it for this tearaway notepad, but it's got to be reusable. So I'm going to make myself a little spine like this. Okay, there we go. Just wrestled with that for a while. Now I am able to do this. So we can cut that off. So you've got this strange makeshift signature thingy-mabobby. Here's our signatures. Okay, and then, so we got like a little booklet. Now, it's not sewn. It's not going to be. And it's not freaking long enough. What the frick? Okay, never mind. Back to the drawing board. Okay, so this is about the size I need to take off every single one of these pages. Just let me go over here for a minute and cry. Alright, well that sucks, dog balls. Let's see if, oh buddy, we're still like not even frickin' the right size. Oh, you're joking me. Why does this have to be so stupid? Why do I have stupid ideas? Okay. It's not a stupid idea. It's going to be freaking cool. So, let's take off even more. Okay, I'll be right back, guys, because this is going to take me a while. Ooh, okay. I'm happy. Let's see. Oh my god. Yes. You guys, look, she's fitting. Just a little bit of a tight squeeze, but a tight squeeze is good because it means it's going to stay the way we want it to. Look at that. So this is going to be our basic little tearaway notepad. I'm going to glue this in, see if it works on the actual area. We'll see. Oh my gosh, we did it. Okay, so I went with some more Penelope Featherington kind of vibe colors on this page because obviously she has like two personalities, right? She's Lady Whistledown and she's also Penelope Featherington, who is young and eligible amongst the ton. So I wanted this journal to be a bit of both, a bit of maturity and also that naivete kind of innocent Penelope as well, right? So this side is pretty much dedicated to Penelope. So it's like exposing the real Lady Whistledown. And then there is obviously elements of the journal that, like these colors, for example, which are a lot more established and mature. So yeah, see, like these ones are a lot more Lady Whistledown vibey. So I love that. Okay, so let's just have a look-see at how this pretty much works. So you've got your two basic signature cover pages that can be reused, not to be drawn on kind of thing. And I'm just going to demonstrate pretty much how this works. So each of these pages, literally, if I don't, Yay! Okay, so if you need any extra paper, this one I'm going to just take out because there's freaking plenty there anyway. But that's basically how it goes. And then you've got like some extra little note paper that you can stick somewhere else in your journal or discard it, I don't know, use it for your groceries, I don't know. But that is pretty much how it works. And then obviously you can flip this up as well. You've got this nice black and white lace there, and then these are pockets, so we can stick something nice in here just to cover up this, and then it can be taken off. So I am so happy with how this freaking journal's turning out. It looks amazing. It's so beautiful. Okay, so now that the decorating of all of our pocket type stuff is done, we need to get face to face again. So like I said, face to face. Now, it's so cold. I'm like literally rugged up and covered in thread and a whole bunch of crap. But anyway, it's really chilly at the moment. We're coming into winter and holy dooly Julie, it's getting cold. Okay, so I already had an idea for some of my pages. I want these nice gold, like embossed, oh, so beautiful, pages because they just look stunning. And then I've also got these coffee stained, really, really beautiful, hand stained by myself. Thank you very much. They're just really pretty, and they are thick cardstock, so they're going to go around my signatures as like their durability, like they're strong guy. They're holding together everything kind of guy. Okay, I need to think for a second. There are 7 signatures, so that means I'm going to need 20 pages per signature. So just inhaled my saliva. I need 18 normal pieces of coffee paper, coffee paper, either way. I've got some really nice pinks that I have stained, as well as just like some really beautiful, like colorful ones as well. I'm just trying to think about the vibe of this journal. I do want it to be colorful. Look at that. Oh my god, you guys. I'm going to go through these and get all of the pages that I need, and then we are going to start assembling our signatures. Okay, so now it is time to sew in our signatures. I have sewn in these ones already and stuck in some blank writing paper, which looks so nice. So both of those ones are now done. I need to do the inside. I was going to make this a 7 signature journal, however, it didn't fit. The pockets are so bulky that I couldn't fit in 7 signatures, so we've got 1 on either side, and then we're going to have 3 in the middle. Now these are our 3 signatures. I just want to walk you guys through these a little bit because they are so gorgeous. So I've done this nice like ruching with the black tinsel to tribute to the cover of the journal. There are so many different types of papers in here. I've got some vintage sewing paper, lined paper, music sheets, lots of blank pages as well. I've sewn around some really nice decorative vintage like cushions and furniture cards, and that is also lined on the inside with some washi tape. There's some more decorative paper, lots and lots of blank. The beautiful gold embossed paper, I love it so much. It is so Bridgerton. I am obsessed. But that is essentially our signature. So there's the first one. Now this one is going to be a little bit tricky because I have to make sure that I sew this round. It's going to peek out of the bottom and the top of the entire journal, which will be really nice for texture wise. How gorgeous is that though? That is the most nicest fabric, and it's going to be able to be moved across like that as well. So the same deal on the inside, lots of different types of papers. Mostly blank. We are going to decorate this journal with some journaling cards and things like that. However, that is the last thing we are going to do. We are going to sew these in first. So as you can see, just beautiful pages in here. Let's now poke our holes in our signatures. So I'm going to open this up to the center page. I always do a ruler length for my dot, and then usually 120 millimeters for the center, which I've already pre-marked and mapped out on my actual journal cover. So that bit is already done. So there we go. I'm gonna get my trusty needle and my thimble to punch these through. Okay, so I have now punched the holes. Now we don't need our needle anymore. It is simply just tying a beautiful bow to secure our signature. I'm gonna go ahead now and sew in the last 2 signatures, and then we need to reassess the cover and see if it is how we are gonna leave it or if we're gonna add that other bit of lace. Okay guys, it is the next morning. I have just spent a lot of time sewing all of the journaling cards. I have these beautiful, like vintage decoupage kind of themed images that I've just stuck onto random bits of cardstock. They are so pretty. Like, look at these. They're so perfect for this journal. I am in love. Okay, so now that we have those, we need to actually start sticking them into our journal. Let's open it up, move each of these aside. We are so close to being finished. The only thing that we really need to do is fill in all of our journaling cards, cover these 2 spines with some nice lace or something pretty, and then decide if we're going to cover up our stitching, which I think I will because I don't like the way it looks. I think we're going to do something like that just to give it a little bit of extra oomph. I don't know, something a bit extra. Okay, so obviously we have our flap here. Let's lift this up though and stick something in here. I'm just going to stick a bunch of random ones all through in here. I like that. That looks nice. Oh, okay. I think that one's got to go there. Okay, there's you. Let's stick her in there. We can put her in the very back one. Maybe we can put the big one like that. Alright, so there's that. I might stick another little one here as well, just in the back there. Oh, we've got this, maybe. Yep, I'm gonna put that there, down. Okay, now we have this side pocket here that I'm gonna just stick in a bunch of different pieces. It doesn't really matter. Let's put this one. I think I'll put that one behind there. Okay, I've just gone and stuck a whole bunch of these in here as well. So that pocket is now done. I have got an envelope on every signature. So in the center of the signatures we have areas to stick a few little goodies up in here as well. Over here. Put those in here as well. That side is now complete. We need to open up this side one last time. Got one more girly to go in there and we can tie this one off as well. I am so happy with how this journal has turned out. I just cannot believe it. This is really cool. I think it's very Lady Whistledown-y. It's also got those hints of Penelope as well. Let's have a look at this spine. Now, Now, I don't know if you guys are going to be like, no, don't do that. Okay, I decided what it needed was not anything big to cover this. I don't mind seeing the strings. I think it works well. I think this is pretty much just what it needed. A little bit of elderly, vintage, bedazzle, you know? I want it to look mature. Not necessarily elderly, but mature because it is Lady Whistledown. Even her voice in the series is a certain way of a very mature woman. So I want this journal to depict that, but still hint to Penelope because she is obviously Lady Whistledown. I'm really happy with this. I think that looks absolutely stunning. Now we need to open our book back up and cover these bits here. Okay, so it's very, very wet. So I need to let this glue dry nice and good. So that is how we are looking, guys. I think this is a finished journal. Oh my gosh. That makes me so happy. You have no idea. Oh my god. Lady Whistledown's diary. Okay, sorry, I'm fangirling a little bit because I'm in love with this journal. Now, I wanted to add one more thing, so before we call this 100% finished, allow me to just make one last little thing and show you guys. Finishing touches always make things happen. Now remember, this is actually a pocket as well, and to demonstrate that, I'm going to fill the front with a bunch of stickers as well. Vintage European style stickers. So you've got goodies at the front, Lady Whistledown on the cover as well. Beautiful lace. Check it out. This is also a tuck spot as well. We did it. We have finished our Lady Whistledown Bridgerton inspired junk journal / lap journal. Yay! How gorgeous is this? I am so thrilled. Okay, guys. Oh my god, we have done it. We have created our Lady Whistledown lap journal. It is available for purchase on my Etsy store, so if you've loved this creation process and you're in love with this journal, I definitely am. I think it's stunning. Please head over to my Etsy shop and check it out. I'm just so happy. I have not yet watched the last few episodes of Bridgerton season 3, so I'm going to be waiting a little bit and binging it on the weekend because I just cannot wait to find out what happens. Let me know what you guys thought of the series so far. If you are happy with the whole pollen thing, Penelope and Colin. So yeah, I would just love to know what you guys think. If you like the journal and you have any questions, please feel free to also comment down below. I just want to say thank you guys so much for being a part of this process with me. I hope you have enjoyed. I will see you guys in my next video. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so. It really helps me out and it allows you to see all of my updated next incoming videos. I love you guys so much. Bye! Yay! This is progress, guys. We are getting somewhere.